conductivity decreases on dilution. That is a very expected thing because when you are diluting, a number of ions per unit volume decreases. But molar conductivity, it's actually increases with dilution. That's what the major points what you were analyzing the graph, and what is that? That's the point you did. You found out from after analyzing the graph. So here you can see both conductivity and molar conductivity changes with concentration of the electrolyte. Conductivity always decreases with decrease in concentration for both weak and strong electrolyte. So if you have a strong electrolyte or a weak electrolyte, irrespective of that factor, if you dilute them, then the conductivity always decreases. And the reason is that the number of ions per unit volume that carry the current in a solution decreases on dilution. So this is the first point. Conductivity decreases on dilution, and the explanation, the number of ions per unit volume which carries a current was decreasing on dilution. It's a very, like, you can easily connect with this point because it's expected, because when you're diluting, you can see the concentration, I mean the number of ions per unit volume, because in conductivity definition we see that it's a unit volume is taken in the conductivity cell for the measurement. So with that case, when you're diluting, the number of ions per unit volume is decreasing, and that makes a decrease in the conductivity value. And the definition of conductivity, that is we discussed already in the yesterday's class, but I don't think that you might have written the definition. So conductivity at any temperature is like solution is the conductance of 1 unit volume, and the area of cross section is 1 centimeter square, and the unit length. See, in this definition they have used the word unit, and in the other definition when we were discussing, we were specifically taking 1 centimeter between the distance of electrode, and the area of cross section is 1 centimeter square. Both the way it is correct. If you either use the word unit length and unit area of cross section, it is already mean 1 centimeter on 1 centimeter square. So if you write the definition the other way or this way, both are correct.
Do you need to specify the platinum electrodes?
No.
Okay, ma'am.
Because in conductivity cell, it's platinum electrode. It's already understood. So this is all about changing the concentration and the change in the conductivity. Conductivity always decreases whether it's a strong electrolyte or a weak electrolyte, irrespective of any change. Conductivity always decreases with dilution, and the reason is number of ions per unit volume which carries the current is also decreasing. What is the equation for conductivity? That we already written, I think last week. Yeah, just write it in your words. First line you don't have to write because from this only. Write this one. Conductivity always decreases, and the reason you can write. Okay. Yesterday's, right? Yeah, that's what I said. Same definition. If you're not written only, otherwise no need to write it again. In the previous definition, we have used the word like 1 centimeter square area and 1 centimeter as the distance between the electrode. Okay. So either this way you can define, or you can specify it as 1 centimeter square or 1 centimeter distance. What is the equation for conductivity? What was the equation we wrote for the conductivity? 1 by resistivity. But if you know what is the equation for the resistivity, you will get an equation, right? What is resistivity equation? See, resistivity, rho is reciprocal of resistance. I mean you can say it is the constant you are getting. Resistance R is equal to rho into L by A, right? And G, that is the conductivity, is equal to 1 by rho.
That's rho into L by A. That's L by A.
L by A. That is resistance. Right? And G is equal to 1 by rho. That means if you put the value of rho, this one, what you will get? You will get R A by L, right? And this resistance, if you write it as in terms of K. Yeah, sorry. G is equal to yeah. So G is equal to 1 by R. So it will be 1 by rho. A will be on the top, right? Yeah. Like this. Okay, and 1 by rho is K. So you will get it as K A by L. And in this equation, that is G is equal to K kappa A by L. If you take unit length and unit area of cross section, this term A and L will go. That is what they written like this. G is equal to K when you are taking the unit length and unit area of cross section. The actual equation is this. Conductance is equal to K into A by L. But when you take unit length and unit area of cross section, then the conductivity is equal to conductance. That is why the definition of conductivity is that it is the conductance. Conductivity is equal to conductance when length is unit and area of cross section is also unit. I mean unity. 1 centimeter square and 1 centimeter. That is when you can say that conductivity is equal to conductance of the solution. So that's why here they written like this. Don't get confused why conductivity and conductance is equal. It is equal only when you're taking unit length and unit area of cross section. So is it clear with the conductivity? Okay. What is happening to conductivity with dilution and how you will be defining conductivity. Right. Now we'll go for the molar conductivity. Yeah. Now we're going to analyze what is the change happening with molar conductivity on dilution.
What is limiting molar? What is limiting molar?
Yeah, I'm coming to that.
G
is conductance. K is conductivity. Okay. So conductance and conductivity will be equal when length is unit length and unit area of cross section. That is what this equation. This is the equation for conductance. G is equal to K A by L. So A by L, if it is unit, then G is equal to K. That is why in the definition, conductivity is defined as conductance of the solution, which is unit length and unit area of cross section. Okay. G star, no? That is because only in certain cases. It's not equal to conductivity is not equal to conductance in every case. Only in special case where the A and L are unity. So to just differentiate that only they are written like that. You cannot say that always conductivity and conductance is equal. It is equal only when length and area is unity. So molar conductivity. What is molar conductivity? What was the definition we have discussed yesterday? Molar conductivity. Conductivity divided by molar concentration. We used to write, so it's represented by lambda m, that is molar conductivity, or you can say it is defined as conductivity divided by molar concentration. That means here you have to take 1 mole of an electrolyte. In the conductivity definition, we were taking the volume as constant. Here the thing is that you have to take 1 mole of any electrolyte. If you are taking sodium hydroxide, it should be 1 mole of sodium hydroxide. The number of moles that is fixed as 1 mole. So that is what molar conductivity, because the concentration term will be in molarity. So that is why the equation we write like this: K into 1000 by M. I think on Thursday we discussed these equation. Yeah, I guess you all are written also. Yeah, this is because we are using in meter cube. The volume is expressed in meter cube. That's why K by M is molar concentration, and that 1000 is because it is in mole per meter cube. So that's why we have these two equations. Lambda m is equal to K into 1000 by M. So this is what molar conductivity per mole of the solution. For 1 mole, what is the conductivity? That is why divided by molar concentration. That means conductivity measured per 1 mole of an electrolyte is called molar conductivity, and the equation is conductivity divided by the concentration. That means molar concentration. That means you have to take the concentration in terms of molarity. That is why the second equation you can see K into 1000 by molar concentration, molarity. So the definition, I guess we already discussed. The molar conductivity is at any given concentration is the conductance of the volume V of the solution containing 1 mole of electrolyte. That word was not there in the conductivity definition. Lambda m. This is capital letter lambda. So same conductivity cell is used to measure the conductivity and molar conductivity. But the difference is that when that volume you take 1 mole of electrolyte should be present in that particular volume of solution.
In that point, it's lambda m is equal to kappa into A divided by
L. L. So here area of cross section you can take it as V. That is why the final equation lambda m is equal to K into V, volume. 1 mole of electrolyte. That is what molar conductivity. There will be, you are measuring the conductivity for a 1 mole of electrolyte. The measurement is done in conductivity cell, but this time the amount of electrolyte should be specified as 1 mole of electrolyte. So now when we analyze the variation of molar conductivity, okay, as you can see the graph, this graph was given yesterday also. They have plotted concentration versus molar conductivity, lambda. Lambda is for molar conductivity and C is concentration. But instead of showing C, they have taken root C. That is just to incorporate more values within that small range of graph. If you take C, see if write 1 to 10. Okay, and you take root value of all these number 1 to 10, you can see that it takes only less space. That means to incorporate maximum number of values, instead of C, they have taken root C. And you can see for the strong electrolyte, weak electrolyte and the intermediate electrolyte, when the concentration, this graph should be analyzed from right side to the left side. Yeah, here you can see. If you see, this is the concentration, high concentration, and you're decreasing the concentration, means you're diluting. So when the concentration decreases, you can see the molar conductivity value is increasing for everything, whether it's a strong or the intermediate, whatever you can see. Yeah, you can see when the concentration decreases, molar conductivity increases. Here also same thing. Concentration when you're decreasing, molar conductivity increasing. So the one thing is for sure, whether it's a strong electrolyte or a weak electrolyte or an intermediate electrolyte, molar conductivity increases on dilution. Molar conductivity increases. But that increase is different because for weak electrolyte, as you can see here, the increase is too much, right? A sudden increase, so that it's going almost increasing like very sharp increase in the value of conductivity. For the intermediate electrolyte, still a increase is there. And for the strong electrolyte, the increase is not much compared to weak electrolyte. So what is the reason for increase in molar? That means there are 2 points to be discussed and you should be very clear with that. Why molar conductivity increases? If it is increases, why it is not uniform for different types of electrolyte? Why strong electrolyte has got a less increase in molar conductivity compared to weak electrolyte? So these 2 points you should be very clear with. So what is the reason for increase in molar conductivity? Yeah. Why dilution increases the molar conductivity? On diluting, what is happening? Here you have 1 mole of electrolyte. So the number of particles is fixed. Yeah, that is it. But technically, how you will explain, like say we say that in conductivity decreases because number of ions per unit volume is decreasing. Similarly, how can you explain why the molar conductivity increases with dilution? The reason is that the total volume containing 1 mole of electrolyte. You have taken 1 mole of electrolyte in a V volume in the beginning and now you are diluting. Diluting means the same 1 mole of electrolyte with extra amount of solution, right? Solvent is added. So here what happens is like the increase in the volume makes easy for the movement of electrolyte. Because 1 mole of electrolyte was there with volume already. Say example, it was 10 ml. Now you increase to 20 ml. So same amount of substance in 10 ml and same amount of substance in 20 ml, which means there is increase in volume. That increase in volume helps the movement of the ions more easy. Then you will be thinking ions per unit volume will decrease, but that decrease is more than compensated by this free movement of ion. Okay, see, as you said, when you're diluting, number of particles per unit volume surely will decrease. If you have 10 particles in unit volume, when you're diluting, it may change to 7 or 8. But in the case of molar conductivity, because of the increase in volume, the movement of ions is becoming more easy, so that this decrease is not noticed. The increase is more evident. So when you have 2 things happening simultaneously, which effect is more strong, that will take over, right? So here, when you are diluting, number of particles per unit volume is decreasing, but that decrease is not evident in molar conductivity because increase in the volume makes the movement or increase the movement of ions, more free movement. So that way it is increasing the molar conductivity. The movement of ions is E mean they can carry the current more easily. That's what you need to write. It's been found that decrease in K, that is the conductivity decreases. That decrease is more than compensated by the increase in its volume. So when the volume is increases, the movement of ions is more free. So that even though there is decrease in conductivity, that is not noticed. Am I clear? If not, please ask. Yes, Taizir? Clear? Somebody from there? It's a complete silence. Watching movie? Muzammil?
Yes,
Two different
ma'am.
things. That means conductivity per unit volume is molar conductivity. So you measured a conductivity for a particular volume. Okay. But if you measure the conductivity for a 1 mole of a substance, that is what molar conductivity, where the volume can be different, but 1 mole of a substance.
Okay.
It's related to each other, but see, we calculate energy kilojoule. 1000 kilojoule per mole mean that is for 1 mole. Like that here, if you measure the conductivity for 1 mole of a substance, that is what molar conductivity.
Ma'am, can you repeat once again?
Sorry?
Can you repeat once again?
The same explanation?
Yeah, ma'am, like yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
In
So
brief.
molar conductivity increases on dilution, right? And this can be explained in a way that when you are taking 1 mole of electrolyte, for example, you took 1 mole of electrolyte and before it was 100 ml, and when you dilute it to 200 ml, still the amount is 1 mole of electrolyte. Okay, you have taken 1 mole of a substance. So here volume is increasing. So obviously conductivity decreases because less number of particles per unit volume. But that decreases
You said
more
it's
than
one. Ma'am, you're doing one molar conductivity, ma'am. Ma'am, here the concentration in volume is 100 ml, right?
Hmm.
Ma'am, you said then how is it same for 200 ml?
Because as per the what is molar conductivity definition? What is molar conductivity? Conductivity for 1 per 1 mole of electrolyte, right?
Yes,
Just
ma'am.
check the definition. It is conductivity divided by molar concentration, or you can say K into 1000 by M. So here conductivity divided by mole, I mean the molarity concentration. So finally the answer will be conductivity per mole. That is what you will get. Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so here conductivity per mole mean 1 mole of an electrolyte is there, whether it's diluted or undiluted. The amount is 1 mole. So when you are diluting, the same amount is now has got more free space to move. So the movement increases mean conductivity, or you can say the conductance increases, right? So we are measuring as a conductance. Conductivity or molar conductivity is defined as a conductance when you take that unit length on unit area of cross section. So that will increase when the volume increases. That's what it's clearly written over here. It's been found that there is a decrease in K on dilution, conductivity decreases on dilution, but that is more than compensated by the increase in its volume. More volume mean more movement of ion, which increases the conductance. That is why finally this definition is coming. Molar conductivity is the conductance. Okay, again conductivity or molar conductivity, you are measuring it as a conductance because you are taking L and A as constant. You know the relation between them. Yeah. And here you can see the sufficient volume of solution that contains 1 mole of electrolyte. That is the additional thing in molar conductivity. Compared to conductivity, this is the additional thing. You can take a sufficient amount of volume that should contain 1 mole of electrolyte.
Ma'am, is this the final definition for this?
Yeah.
Molar conductivity. Okay, ma'am.
Yeah. Understanding the difference and their variation with the dilution is important. What is conductivity? How the conductivity changes on dilution. What is molar conductivity? How the molar conductivity changes on dilution. And that too explained for strong and weak electrodes separately. Okay, so now we found that molar conductivity increases when you dilute, and the reason more volume is available, so it can ions can move more freely. But why for strong and weak electrolyte there is a difference in the increase? For weak electrolyte increase is more, but for strong electrolyte there is only slight increase in the molar conductivity on dilution. Why is it so? What is the difference between KCl and acetic acid?
Complete and partial dissociation.
Yeah, so KCl, otherwise also if you just prepare any solution of potassium chloride, sodium chloride, any strong electrolyte, they will completely ionize even at room temperature, at any condition, all the time they are 100% ionized. But for acetic acid, it is like they exist as a reversible equilibrium because there is only partial ionization when you make a solution. So what happens is like for a weak electrolyte, when you are diluting, the degree of ionization increases. So now maybe at when you prepare a solution, there is only 10 molecule as ionized. But when you are diluting, maybe 50 molecule is ionized mean number of ion increases, which increases the conductivity or conductance. That is why for a weak electrolyte, the graph is going steeper. For a strong electrolyte, it's a straight line graph showing a slight increase in the molar conductivity value. But for a weak electrolyte, there is the increase, and the increase is a very steep, sharp increase. And that increase is because on dilution, weak electrolyte undergo further decomposition, or you can say the degree of ionization increases for weak electrolyte.
Ma'am, so it's because it dissociates, the electrolyte dissociates?
More. So what happened? More number of ions are there. If the number of ions increases, conductivity increases, right? Conductance increases.
Okay, ma'am.
So this is the graph which is there in your textbook. This is the graph given with one example of KCl and CH3OH. You can see for the KCl, when you are decreasing the concentration, there is increase in molar conductivity, but that increase is very less. But for acetic acid, in the beginning, you can see when the concentration is 0.4, their what you can say, their conductivity is very, very less. Molar conductivity is a very small value, very close to 0. But when you are diluting, when you are decreasing the concentration, molar conductivity increases, and it is even going more than for the strong electrolyte. The reason is that for a strong electrolyte, it is already ionized even when you are preparing a solution. So conductivity just increases on dilution because of increase in volume only. But for a weak electrolyte, there is increase in volume. And other than that, the number of ions, molecule undergoing ionization also increases. So in the beginning, when you prepared a solution, 10 molecule is undergoing ionization. Now when you are diluting, maybe 50 or 60 molecule is ionizing, mean number of ions increases, which increases the conductance. That means it can carry more current. So that is the reason for the increase, or the sharp increase or a steep increase in the molar conductivity graph for weak electrolyte. Clear? It's a sure shot question. It could be there, mostly electrochemistry question you can see in the 5-mark question. If you see any of the past year's paper, 5-mark question usually electrochemistry, that cell potential calculation, Nernst equation, plus some questions related to either Corlash's law, which is also continuation of this only, or maybe related to molar conductivity variation. Previous slide. This one. So we'll discuss for strong and weak electrolyte separately. We have Debye-Huckel-Onsager equation, and also for weak electrolyte we have Corlash's law. With that, we will finish this topic. Okay. So I think last period, yeah.
Last period is like
Second last period. Yeah.
Second last period, ma'am.
Okay. And we have to do numerical. We didn't do any numerical related to conductivity or molar conductivity. So once we discuss this theory, then we'll discuss the numericals.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Bye, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.